Greetings. My name is JaQuon Tinch, and here's my informative speech of the importance of HBCUs to the African American society. Empathy, a term defined as the ability to understand and comprehend the feelings of another person besides self. I would like all of you to tune into your empathetic side for a moment. Now with that, imagine years of not even knowing how to read your favorite book, or even having the ability to read the lyrics of your favorite rap song. Let's take it a step further. Now imagine being denied the acceptance of your dream job because you don't fit the academic standards and abilities. Imagine being systematically held to a fault you never had the opportunity of correcting. That systematic fault now has 107 answers. These dozens of answers have expanded into 19 states, ranging from Texas and Oklahoma to Pennsylvania and Georgia. Those 107 answers are known as historically black colleges and universities. According to recent data from the U.S. Department of Education, 338,339 students were enrolled at HBCUs for the 2020-2021 academic school year. That's a drastic difference considering the number was zero back in 1837 before Richard Humphreys established an African institute that is now known as Chenault University in Pennsylvania. Today, I will broaden your understanding of the importance of HBCUs to a selective civilization. For you to grasp that understanding, I will first discuss the inspiration that HBCUs give young African Americans. Then I will depict the monument these colleges and universities serve for the survivors of racism and racial injustices. And lastly, I will explicate how these colleges present opportunities for students to earn higher education while expounding their cultural backgrounds. Let's commence your understanding by analyzing the ingenuity established in young African Americans by such prestigious institutions. HBCUs inspire many young black people to go to college and motivate them to receive a higher education. Based upon the surveys taken by educators and researchers at Get Schooled, the studies showed that black students feel their education at HBCUs better prepares them for life after graduation than black students who go to predominantly white institutions. As a student who is currently enrolled at an HBCU in Columbia, I can attest to HBCUs having a great effect preparing me for life. HBCUs offer smaller communities compared to the bigger PWIs, causing young students like me to establish a more comforting community. With these schools being 28% less expensive than PWIs, it attracts more attention as affordability now plays a key role in pursuing a higher education. The cultural connection through Greek life, the amazing and highly anticipated homecomings, the talented and competitive roars of the marching bands, and even down to the legacies made at these schools. This is what inspired young black people like me to attain a degree at HBCU. Even though the 107 HBCUs only make up 3% of the country's colleges and universities, the academic results and opportunities presented here are distinguished. For instance, Hampton University, located in Virginia, has the largest proton therapy facility in the world. Howard University, located in Washington, D.C., has an internationally commended theater program. Let's not forget to mention how HBCUs are playing a pivotal role in diversifying the STEM field, as in 1 in every 4 black graduates with a STEM degree has come from an HBCU. 2 HBCUs alone, Howard University and Xavier University, has graduated exactly 92% of the nation's black doctors. Now, just off considering the small percentage of black institutions, the number of black people graduating with a degree is quite extraordinary and eye-catching to young individuals of color. Next, I will discuss how colleges and universities that are black serve as a reminder of the people who made it possible for individuals of color to go to college. Black colleges and universities serve as a monument to the pioneers who fought against racial injustice to pursue a higher education. The history of historically black colleges and universities goes as far as the mid-19th century. The earliest record of an African American attending the college was a man named John Chavis, as he was admitted into Washington and Lee University back in 1799. As recently stated in the article entitled History of HBCUs, an event like this was considered an irregularity, as black students had little to no chances of having access to pursuing a higher education. Pioneers of black education like Thurgood Marshall and Frederick Douglass are owed the gratification of opportunities today. Thurgood Marshall was a distinguishable figure in the fight to end the racial segregation in the nation's public school systems. He won 91% of his civil rights court cases, in which one of those cases he argued before the Supreme Court, influencing the decision to desegregate public schools in the Brown versus the Board of Education case. Frederick Douglass was another early pioneer. Frederick Douglass was a slave that fought racial injustice by seeking ways to grasp the ability to read and learn the alphabet. He then perfected these abilities into arguing for his freedom and earning equal rights in his citizenship. Wanting the opportunity of maximizing one's education in the Black society goes back further than just as establishments of HBCUs. Lastly, I will discuss how these top-notch universities are a great way for students to get a good education and get a better understanding of their cultures. These newly prestigious universities allow students to earn a degree and learn more about their forgotten culture. As you can infer from the terms historically and Black, being a student at an HBCU means that one can expect to be connected to the history of the school. So even without an individual knowing it, they are going to soak in the pieces of rich Black history revolving around the school. By them taking these courses towards their desired graduate programs, they are achieving knowledge needed for their future careers and the knowledge of how their past influences their present culture. Since many American colleges and universities offer a watered-down version of certain sensitive topics, HBCUs have taken the initiative to tell the true story of American history, whether that may be the great American dream or the horrors of the African American heritage. This implies that the students who go to these schools will have a sense of nostalgia during the process of achieving their education that will be used to create a better future. Given that historically Black colleges and universities were literally created out of the ashes of civil rights protests, there's no surprise that they're filled with people who want to continue that fight. All things considered, this content provides an overview of the subject matter of the importance of HBCUs. While some may view these schools as just another reason to spend the next 4 years of your life behind a notebook, others view these higher learning institutions as pillars of their heritage being constructed into molding their futures. The uniqueness of HBCU's cultural differences is embedded into the lives of teenagers and sparks their drive to pursue a degree. These Black colleges and universities are reminders of our ancestors not having the opportunity of going to school. Ultimately, these newly established higher education institutions present students with the opportunity to obtain academic qualifications of their choice and gain insight into the cultural heritage that is forgotten in their past. Thank you.